Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes Travel Edition Part 2. This is Grand Arena, Week 3, Match 2. We don't have a recap this round because Sleepy Joe here did not attack me. So we're going to move on to today's matchup against DK Mick Witta. So looking very quickly at his roster, he's got SLKR and he is using Malevolence in Fleet right now. When we look at the hotbot, here's what we see. Most of the green is on my side with a decent amount of red, but looking at this overall, he's in the better guild. Lifetime banners, though, are half of mine, and the clears and undersizes tell me that Grand Arena is just not a game mode that he particularly cares about, but to be in a guild of this size, especially after the changes, we're not going to see the changes really affected yet, but being in a guild of that size takes being a certain type of serious player. So I'm sure the roster is still pretty good, probably cares more about territory wars and territory battles. When we look at the overall GP, it's pretty close to mine. He has the edge on top 80 characters, a couple more Zetas, but not really anything important. Gear 13 and Gear 12, though, you can see that's where a lot of the development comes in. He actually has a good amount of Gear 11 characters for most players that I go up against, but it's the Gear 12 is where a lot of his GP is being held. 6-dot mods are in line with me, but actually not nearly as good as mine. Basically half of everything that I have. Then when it comes to relic levels, it's actually pretty much in line except for the tier 4. I have a few more. I can't believe that I have that many tier 1 to 3. I guess going after Piet, I just added a bunch of tier 3 relics. And usually tier 3 is where I'm capping out on the relics that on characters I don't really have a feel for yet or don't care about. Like, bam, I just took the relics, but I left him at Relic 1 because I wanted to get a feel for how good he is at Relic 1 before moving him to higher levels. And he's actually, I've already seen a significant boost in his performance from Gear 12 at Relic 1. So that's a good sign. Cat here, he has SLKR, so I've got the edge there with the Galactic Legends. And then the rest of this, he's got the better Darth Revan, but it's not like I'm going to do a mirror for Darth. Oh, this is going to be complicated. Alright, so then Watt, Jedi Knight Revan, all this stuff is fine. I've got most of the speed edges, and I have a little bit of a fleet edge. Now, what we have to deal with today, though, that was a big mess up from my end was I've been busy while I've been traveling, and I've made a big mistake. I started setting my defense, and then I forgot to finish the job. So I am at a massive disadvantage here with banners from making that oversight. But I don't think he's going to attack me, and it already looks like he's put his best teams on defense. So I think just by playing, we are going to have the edge. And the way that he's laid them out, with SLKR here at the top, so we've got SLKR there, which makes things a little bit easier where we don't have to make as difficult of decisions on the bottom. And one of the things, considering how he has put down his hardest defense, we actually are kind of helped out by having made that mistake because we have more good teams than we would have otherwise. Like, I probably would have put my gas on defense, and now we're going to use my gas up against his Darth Revan. So we're going to start right down here. How do we want to do this? We'll just start with gas because I know that's what we're going to do. Because we have to use Jedi Master Luke up against Rey, but we're not going to have gas there. I don't have really another option up against Darth Revan. we're going to jump into that. Because the fast and loose way we've been playing over the first few weeks or 2 weeks of this Grand Arena, I'm boxed myself into the corner, so we are playing with our backs up against the wall for the remainder of this Grand Arena to make sure that we maintain our forever streak with Kyber. I've only hit Kyber in Grand Arena. And we are not ending that now. I didn't check the relic levels that he has on this team. Or pay attention to his speeds. This can actually go somewhat poorly if they have the mods right. Because my relic levels are fairly low for a gas team. Back in the day of doing this in arena, a really good Darth Revan team could beat my gas. It's not common. I mean, we're not going to lose this one because all of that lightning strike combo needed to happen while my gas was on his knees. But if that's timed right, it can lose. I think we'll do this. Can we stand and get... I think that's worth at least a banner by doing that. Because if we would have taken Darth Revan out, we wouldn't have got that protection banner back on gas, I don't think. A Seal S here. I'm worried about this bounty hunter team. Because that second Zeta, the unique Zeta on Django, I think it's almost as important as a deterrent as it is for using it on offense. Because, like, I don't want to use my Night Sisters up against it anymore. Troopers... If you have good enough troopers, you don't need to consider it, but my troopers are at a point where I would probably use my... I'd probably do a Moff Gideon lead, but that nullifies the revive. But his mods aren't that good. I could do my Geos, but my Geos are going to be fairly risky up against it. If Django wasn't there, I would use my Geos. And then CLS here. We could do a CLS mirror. Like I without even looking, I'm just guessing my speeds are better. Now up top here, we know we're using my Jedi Master Luke up against his Rey. We're going to do Kylo here. We could do troopers here, or we could do something else. We could do Bad Batch or Night Sisters, or... No, we don't have Shakti anymore. Bad Batch or Night Sisters. I want to do Bad Batch again. Really, we know what we're going to do with most of those. So that's putting in us a position where... Do I have to do a CLS mirror? That's the question. And I kind of think we do. Yeah, we're doing a CLS mirror. But just from the hotbot, we know that my mods are better. There's a chance this team could be modded well, but it's a low chance. I still think Han's a coin flip to start. I guess not. So let's hit Chewy. Because I want to get guard off of these guys as quickly as we can. Chupio is another option. Let's get rid of Chewbacca. Let's throw up blind since they're about to take some turns. Yeah, you can just see the difference that the speeds are making. Yeah, that is the difference of mods. You can see there's all this stuff in the background that I don't like seeing. It's one of the things that I thought a lot about when I made this channel. I was like, I don't like seeing like the mess in people's rooms and backgrounds, which is why in my apartment you just see the blank wall. Eventually I'll put stuff up on that background in my place, but I'm particular about those kinds of choices. I don't want just this. Alright, now we got bounty hunters here. A lot of weight. I don't want to think about it right now. No, this is something that I'll do is, I know like I'm going to bring Kylo and solo his Old Republic, so I could do that right now instead of deliberating how I want to approach this team. But I want to see that back wall. If I had relics on my geos, I would just geo this thing. I just don't trust my geos. But maybe we'll do it anyway. This is another thing, yeah. Like we're gonna do it because his mods are bad. Because like let's take the Bosk for instance. High tenacity, fast Bosk is the way that you're gonna want to go in most cases. He might have a fast one, but he doesn't have 6-dot mods on his Bosk. The speed's only at 92, which isn't bad, I guess. But let's compare it to my Bosk. My Bosk, who has 6-dot mods, I'm at 129. So his isn't exactly slow, but it's not fast. Let's look at his Django. Oh, that is slow. That means like there's no speed arrow. Like at 46. Or if there is a speed, okay. Speed arrow, that means these are all less than 10 or less than 5, or none. Like that one had none. 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 Yeah. We're taking my geos. It was either speed arrow and the rest of the mods are bad, or no speed and the other mods were okay. I'm sitting in a rocking chair right now. That's a little too low. Like I want to be up higher. Like I like to be at this height in relation to a table. I got no height adjustment here. This table height I can't adjust. Alright, grief is gonna probably dispel and get retribution up in a second. Could do the mass assist, but I don't think that's the way he's gonna play it. I don't know what the AI prefers. No, he went with a mass assist. This is getting choppy. Alright, we'll stagger, get rid of that turn meter. I'm concerned this is going to be a timeout with how sloppy, with like how choppy this is getting. I might just auto this even. Yeah, we're gonna hit auto because I'm a little worried actually with how this is, with how BlueStacks is handling this right now. Because a well-timed execute or some hits from Django could take out Poggle. I should just gear 12 my Poggle. Look at how bad this is right now. Oh my god, could we... I'm glad I reacted early and not like after we had lost 3 minutes before I felt like this was a problem the way it was playing out. It's still going to time out the way it is, but if we can at least get through this Bosk. Come on. I need Spy to take his hits. Take her hit? His hit? It's Spy's hit. This is ridiculous. What? We've beaten Relic Bosks before. There we go. Alright. I want... Let's take out Grief. Oh, Grief stealth. Okay, fine. We'll take out Boba Fett. No, BlueStacks is costing us this one. Even with auto, this has been going really slow. Take out Boba Fett, come on. come on. Okay. No, take out Grief. Don't waste your time with Dengar. Don't waste your time with Django. Take out Grief. Alright. That was irritating. Okay. Relic 3? Yeah, BlueStacks cost me that one. Or my computer cost me that one more accurately. Alright. What do I want to do? Oh, is this one where we can just use Ewoks to clean up? I don't want to use any team I might use elsewhere as a cleanup. And that's kind of why sometimes, if you've watched enough of these, you may have seen in the timestamps that Ewoks have been used for cleanup. This is why I use Ewoks for cleanup. I'm never going to use them for anything else. Oh my god, do not die. Alright. Let's get the turn meter. I just don't want Django to get a kill and ruin all of this. Oh my god. Alright, I'm going to heal up because I'm terrified Django's going to take out Logray. Alright, now I think we can auto. But go after Graveyard. So, here's one of the issues I'm having with Conquest right now. I am on a trip. It's not really a vacation. I've got things I've been doing. This has been more of a personal life responsibility type of thing than it is a trip. And I have not had the time to play this game the way that I normally do. And Conquest is murdering me. Conquest takes so much time. I have not been doing it. The way that it's so irritating, the amount of time that Conquest now takes. And it wouldn't annoy me so much if I felt like it was something that Wales, even though I don't spend, could buy their way out of. But that's an impossibility with the way you have to just grind this out. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the 3 refreshes. You have to set aside the time to play all those battles. Even when you play it efficiently, and I feel like I've gotten fairly efficient at this, but last 2 days I have not had the time to grind out Conquest. And it's set up in a way where you can't have a real life. And when you look at the majority of people who play this game, which is in that like 25 to 40-year-old range, 25 to 45-year-old range, this game is, the way Conquest is set up is not conducive to the lives of a 25 to 45-year-old. And it would be one thing if you could buy your way out of, but you can't. Because I think Wales would be more satisfied if that were the case. Alright, how do we want to handle this? At least this guy has almost no shot to clear me. He could do it. He still has his Jedi. I don't think he's going to be attacking me, but... The thing I've learning from last week is to not feel like just because I have the executor, I'm gonna win. That's a risky way to look at it. I think we'll do this. I like Yoda, since I can't have gas right now. I like Yoda because Yoda will help me get the ultimate off faster. Those bonuses will help me get to inherited teachings more quickly. Right now I'm in Chicago, in Arnold's part of the world. It's not where I'm from, but it's where I am right now. I am from the Midwest, though. Alright, let's spread these buffs. I don't know why. Yeah, I guess the reason I threw it on Yoda is because he's going to be taking more turns. Let's do this ability on Luke. I guess he has ability block, so it doesn't really matter. Throw this on Luke. Ray's almost... Okay, Ray's taking her turn. Why is Jolie on this team? Trigger the, what's this called? Damage immunity? Yeah, it's just damage immunity. On both of those guys, we'll hit Luke now, or not Luke, Kenobi pretty hard now to trigger the damage immunity over there. Alright, now I'm hitting auto since damage immunity has been triggered on everyone who matters. Let me deselect Kenobi here. Let's let this play out. Okay, damage immunity on everybody. You guys are wasting your time. Can you hit Kenobi? God, why are you making me do this? You guys are not hitting the right people. Is that slowing me down? Can you just take your... Oh, it's because his Luke is so slow. Alright, we need to hit auto again because this Luke is... Look at how slow that turn meter is increasing. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's do basics. I just ripped away a ton of that turn meter from Luke. Oh my god, do not time out on me. Do not. I thought I did auto and basic. Oh my god, I messed this up. I messed this up because of that. Luke's not going to take his turn. Oh my god, take your turn, Luke. Take your turn. Take your turn. Take your turn. Don't do this. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's dumb and irritating. Probably had I not hit auto at all and just played that out, that wouldn't have timed out the way that it did. But we accidentally stripped turn meter twice. At least twice. Twice while I was paying attention to it. Alright, let's get Retribution up with the AoE. We've got ourselves blind, it's gone now. Alright. There, damage immunity is on Zalbar. That's the key here. Now I'm just going to start taking hits at Zalbar. If you use this team, get yourself a Gear 12 Zalbar. I don't use this team because it's soloable and not a problem for anything else, and is usually free banners for your opponent. Like, they're a team I don't recommend throwing on your defense, but if you do, Gear 12 Zalbar is significantly better than Gear 11 Zalbar, which is where mine is at. It's noticeably different. Like, it's not a problem, it's just more of a nuisance. Can I take my turn? Alright, see, now I can probably just auto this. Let's get Retribution back up. Actually, let's just keep doing AoEs. Oh, come on. I did the, what was that, Outrage a bunch at the end just to get my protection back up. To get to the full banners. Alright, we're doing Bad Batch against these guys because I just want to keep getting practice on the Bad Batch and get all the kinks out of using this as a counter. BB-8 is going to ruin this? BB-8 is going to ruin this. Wow. Okay. Never doing that with BB-8 again. With at least at that gear level. Because I needed to take my turns to heal up. But that's why we're testing some of these out. Really, I shouldn't be testing anything out because my opponent does not need that many teams to clear me today. I at least put down my stronger teams. It was more those flex spots that I haven't set down on my own defense. But from the looks of it, I really think my opponent will not be attacking me at all. He seems to be more of a player who sets down a strong defense and then doesn't participate in the mode. Or so I'm going to be telling myself, because I don't want to pay for the consequences of that oversight. I feel like we are very late in this match for the amount of progress that I have. Ooh, don't like the timing of that. Okay. Alright, we're good. We can probably just auto from here. Kind of was hoping for a stun there. Alright. Yeah. That's the reason why we're not autoing, because I want to make sure we don't lose anybody. The amount of teams I have to clear just to catch up with where he's starting out at because of that mistake. The big worry is, even if he doesn't full clear me, if he just clears like my squads, does that allow him to finish with enough banners to beat me? And it might. It really might. I was like a 400 banner deficit. So there's what was it? Phoenix is on the back wall. Can't remember. No, already I can't remember. Phoenix was definitely one. Why am I attacking these guys? I need to be attacking the... My brain is elsewhere. I need to take out zombie. I need to get the turn meter train going. I still think zombie is my fastest way to turn meter. Alright. It's probably still zombie. I don't. That's not a kill shot. Maybe on somebody who's not a relic. I'm going to see if I can get Ventress weaker. I was hoping not to kill her. Let's throw this. Oh, come on. That's not how I want this to go. Let's just do the AoE. I want Death Trooper to... Don't take your turn. Don't take your turn. Come on. Oh, there's Geos on the back wall too. We'll just do Palpatine up against Geos. Geos are another team like Old Republic where I just would not put them on defense anymore. Depending on where you are in the game, obviously. Like obviously my new account, I use Geos all the time on defense. But as you get to higher dimension, basically as soon as your opponents regularly have a good Vader, I don't think you should have Geos on defense anymore. Unless you don't have better options. Like I guess there. And that's why it's one of those things where I think it pays dividends to build out a deeper, broader roster sooner than later. What am I doing? I'm not playing this right. Let's chuck this at Spy. I almost messed this up when not paying attention. We may have still messed it up because I didn't get the kill with that hit. But my brain gets the wires crossed with the new account because the new account I only have a Gear 11 Vader. And because of the... We're going to throw the Fracture down. I was thinking of swapping, but we're going to throw the Fracture down. Let's get the Taunt up. Because of the Fracture, we don't have to worry about the Taunt from Brute. And now we can just stay focused on Alpha. Because with the new account, with that Gear 11 Vader, I play this matchup differently than you should with a Relic Vader. I just want to spread out some damage first before I throw the Saber again. I wanted to reduce the health pools. I don't want Brute to taunt and then force me to kill Brute before we finish this. So we threw the Fracture on. Oh, come on, man. There we go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check a team in my YouTube comments. Someone made a request to see a team, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to find out what that team was. It was a Kira Quill team. Okay, this is for Country Roads. I'm going to do it up against... I don't think I should do it up against... It's not going to work up against First Order. We could do BAM and it would work, but maybe we'll just do it to see it. Because the problem is it's going to work up against Phoenix. It's not going to be interesting to see it up against Phoenix. Maybe it won't work, because this is really more of a timeout team. I should be using this on defense. That's how I should be testing this. We're going to do it up against Phoenix. Because I know it's not going to work here. It's going to get wiped out. The AoEs from Kylo alone are going to take out all these Gear 11 characters. So we're using Kira, Vandor, L3. This is really more of a defensive team. And it's an interesting defensive team. I've done Kira, Quill, and IG-11 in 3v3, and that's worked. I've used version... Like, this is basically a version of an old timeout team that was Kira... Where am I looking? I was already in the right spot. When here we go. Like, this is an updated version of the old timeout team. Like, the old timeout team was Kira, Vandor, L3, Zelbar, and Mission. And this is just swapping out Mission and Zelbar for Quill and IG-11. So, it loses the days that's offered by Mission. That's from Mission, right? Or is that from Zelbar? Whatever. The armor shred. But there's a little bit more heal. There's another taunt. There's a dispel from IG-11. But really, I think I would prefer to put this on defense. I'm going to throw the shock over here on Chopper. Really, with Phoenix, Chopper is the one that annoys me the most, and I feel like this team falls apart without Chopper. Because the protection up to me is the most annoying thing. The counter from Kanan is the second most annoying thing to me. What do we have here? I'm just trying I'm just going to do the basic. I wanted to see if it's something that I should wait until protection, or until prepared is up to utilize. See, what I don't like about this team and why I think it's a defensive team is with the attacks, there's not an obvious choice. I think it's going to have to be Quill, honestly, because Quill will be spreading I don't know if he spreads debuffs, but he'll get some debuffs thrown around. Kira's nice because she starts ramping up the defense. Like, this is going to get better and better as it goes along. And when I used Kira, Quill, and IG-11 in 3v3, I did it as a cleanup team up against a Palpatine and Bastila that were far better geared. And I think we can auto from here. I'm going to have to use this team again on offense and on defense, because Phoenix is... the reason I didn't want to do the Phoenix was because I knew this team would beat them, and I don't think it really reveals anything, but I was also pretty confident that that first order team could beat this. Now, what do I want to do here? I wish I still had those droids. I almost feel like doing bounty hunters by default. Because I don't really... Yeah, we're just going to do bounty hunters. This is not what I really want to do. Alright, AoE, get this contract off fast. Mass assist for the contract. I'm gonna hit... I would go for Sith Trooper if he had debuffs, but he doesn't, so I'm gonna go for Hux. We're calling in Django for the double tap, and this move from Sith Trooper is why I didn't want to go for Hux. This is a little worrisome. They're probably going to take out Bosk. Yeah, they took out Bosk. This Sith Trooper is actually being really impressive for being gear 12. I want to do the basic, but I don't want to take the hit. I'm gonna just hit Sith Trooper. I should be working on the contract, but I don't. It's the same deal. Like, I don't want to take these double hits right now. That's bad. Okay, we got our contract. Let's take out Executioner. Oof. Yeah, just... We're doing the mass assist so that we can get the crit chance back up on Mando so we can do Disintegrate. Rather than heal up and protection up. Now we gotta clean up this. Can we do some... The thing is we can't do anything fun because it's Jedi Knight Luke. I would love to do something dumb like Mando's. Maybe we'll still will. Let's just do it. Let's just go down with fun. At least we have our one relic we can enjoy. Luke can beat this. At least there's no leadership. Alright, let's armor shred this boy. Alright. Anyway, I guess I don't even remember what the leadership does. Maybe the leadership would have given him a lot of things for a solo. But he was also mostly dead. I'm going to take a quick look at some of these pilots, because we know the Radis is going to be much better than average because it's all relic pilots. But I want to check things because, like, the TIE bomber can mess up rebels. Maybe this is more just because I'm traumatized from the insane RNG I had from like week 1. We're just gonna do rebels here. Although that insane RNG match was a rebel mirror match, it wasn't. No, I like Biggs on the front line. It's more because my Biggs is relic. If I had a relic Akbar, I might approach this differently. It's late where I am at, but it's midnight local time for where I live, and I'm starting to get tired, which is good because it's kind of fixing my messed up sleeping schedule. But I gotta do Conquest after this. Like, I can't afford to miss those 3 refreshes of abilities. Like, I'm gonna be working for a while after I'm done doing Grand Arena. It's just... Ooh, don't like that. Alright, we're fine from now, but the TIE bomber does make this far more competitive for the Empire. Where are my assists? Oh my god, Vader should already be done by now. call it Cassian for the assists. Actually, if we're going to do all these assists, let's hit somebody who matters, not the pilot, not the Gear 11 pilot. Alright, and then we got Malevolence to take that up against the Radis and those Relic pilots. Oh, come on, man. It's too late in the game to be losing 2 pilots. And after I put this on auto? Oh, did Thrawn take out somebody when I was just kind of zoning out? I did set down a full roster for the new account, though. I still haven't done my dailies. It's like it's already 12:30. Not that that takes too long, but that's the point. And I gotta set down territory war stuff. This. So I think with any game mode that CG introduces, what you can't be doing is make it where you play it so much that you realize it's exactly the same thing as everything else. And that was the big mistake with the redesign of Conquest. Conquest was universally taken in as a great addition to the game. I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it just because it was more of the same. But it was fun. It didn't take a bunch of time. I was fine with it. Fine. But I was fine with it. And I was happy they added it. And it was just, all in all, a good thing. Then they take it where you have to spend so much time on it where all you realize is like the game has nothing new to offer. Like Conquest doesn't offer anything new. It's just, I didn't feel like Galactic Challenges offered anything new, but Conquest is basically offering you Galactic Challenges but more. And instead of it's just more. And I think you need to be getting your player base and your customer base to not think about that. The game mode should be distracting you from the fact that the gameplay is more or less the same as everything else that exists within the game, which is like these 5-on-5 battles. So all that matters is taking out these resistance ships with the Radis, because the resistance ships are the only ones that are increasing the cooldowns on the Radis. After they're gone, the speed at which we take this out is less important. It's not pressing, because now we don't have to worry about the cooldowns occurring at an accelerated rate. Alright, we got our new account to do. And then I have a dumb amount of time before I can go to bed of playing Conquest. Because I'm getting Maul. Alright, new account time. Alright, we're back. I took too long of a break. Let's see here. Quick recap. Whoa, Mandalorian. This was shown in the last video, but I forgot to show or click on as we were rushing towards the end how his attack went. So one shot's here, one shot's below. We were very lucky to win this one because we were down to the final seconds to beating him on banners. We ran out of time because we're on a trip right now. So 6 shots against Padme. This is why my strategy for this new account was to go for high quality teams as quickly as possible and be less concerned with what the gear level was. Because by doing something like having my Padme team at lower gear meant being able to go after Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan faster. 3 shots here up against the Rebels, while also building out like my CLS squad, my Palpatine squad, my Bounty Hunters, my Ewoks, getting all of those things built out. So like I have Chewie, C-3PO, all those, hitting all those milestones extremely quickly. Having those characters, then bringing in those purple ability mats. It's a lot of things that we've been working on. But to have all those things early, and now we have Jedi Training Rey to add to that. It looks like we've stalled Light out here as well. You have to have a solution for Geos in the early game, and Vader's the fastest way to it. And this is also why like I don't worry about the Zeta. I didn't really worry about the gear level. You see that we don't even have level 85 on the majority of these guys. It's because when it comes to Geos, you either can beat them or you can't. Like if it was a gear 11 Vader with Zeta, he beats this. So adding a Zeta to like Brood Alpha doesn't change the math on that. And there's a few other teams that have that attitude with, like when it comes to relics, that's my attitude with towards Darth Revan. It's just like, and these days it's kind of the same deal with gas even. You have to have Relic 7 on gas at a minimum, but when it comes to the clones, the 501st clones, that Relic 5 on 5s is important, but I've gotten away with some low relics on the rest of those guys. Alright, here's what we're looking at here. How strong that. Okay, so Geos, Anakin and the clones. And we actually have options against the Geos now. I'm not going to mess with them because I don't know if the speeds and everything are right. Alright, this isn't... Jeez, do I want to use my troopers here or my Night Sisters? How good are these Night Sisters? Or not my Night Sisters. Troopers are my Jedi Knight Revan. Do you not have mods? You don't have mods? Oof. Oh. I kind of... What was the abilities on this? Level 5 abilities is not bad. Not great. But it's beyond where my Night Sisters are. There's also no zombie here. We're going to use my troopers. I want to give my troopers a good test case, see where they're at. They're still a work in progress. They were the first team I worked on, but then I jumped off of that that wagon. I've just been jumping around from team to team, and now I'm slowly in the periphery working on troopers. Let's do Veers lead. We'll just do that support team. Although the thing I don't like about this support team is we can't do 2 trooper teams if we use it. Whereas if we just do like that's not as good though. I don't want to use the Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper, if I use them, I'm going to want to use with Piet. Alright, we're going to do Moff Gideon, Stormtrooper, Piet, Darken. I don't, they're not at, enough of them aren't at a level where I can split them into 2 teams, is what I'm saying here. So we're just going to go with that support team. Storm is in there to take the what's it? The inevitable failure. And Night Sisters, I think I said this a second ago, but I'm getting tired. Night Sisters without zombie are not a thing. This is why you have to get the Gear 10 zombie. It's why my Night Sisters, which are not at level 80, I don't think are at the same gear level even as his, and don't have the ability mats that he does. We're able to stop him, and I'm able to just walk through his. And it's because zombie makes all the difference. This rebel team is nothing. Oh my god. I'm currently farming Nest, and this is the my Nest is not at a level where Nest could solo this, but I want my Nest solos on this account. That's exactly the type of thing I would Nest solo. I don't know why I'm thinking. I have so many teams. Let's just do Karth with a bunch of junk. Actually, let's just do Ray. Because my Ray is bad, but I know can beat this. I'm just gonna hit auto. I'm not even gonna play this. Can I not auto this? Fine. Let's taunt. Wedge is the biggest threat here. So he is going down quick. Biggs is the next threat. Oh, come on. We're doing a basic because oh my god, these dodges. Do not take out BB-8. Alright, fine. Fine. Old Ben's a tanky boy. Oh, Nihilus? I was all about Nihilus leading back in the day, but that was more because of a function of when I started playing the game. Alright, we got all my ability blocks. I'm gonna land that. Didn't get all the stuns I wanted. It's fine. Do a swap here. I'm gonna chuck this at. Normally I would chuck it at Soldier, but he's got a stun, so why use that up? Almost lost my fracture. We're gonna have another merciless massacre in a second. Here we go. From here we can auto. I guess, God, I have so many teams. I could start upping my defense, I guess. But actually, probably by next season of Grand Arena, we're going to move up in division. I think we're going to hit 2 million GP. If we haven't yet already. Yeah, we're at 1.988. We'll hit that by next Grand Arena season. And even if we're not quite there, because we're only adding like 40k GP a week on average. Some like a good week would be like 50 or 60. So we only like 2 more weeks really to get another 120 good weeks. There's ships and stuff I could level up. There's gear Zetas I could put on to help push me to that point. I think we'd want to get there regardless, but we have I don't know, we have basically 2 weeks together, 2.5 weeks maybe. The rest of this week, the final week of Grand Arena, and then that week off we get between seasons. But I'm going to finish this Grand Arena here without using my Jedi Knight Revan team. But then again, maybe I shouldn't think about it like that, because this was a weak defense. I didn't have to use those teams. I was able to elect to use weaker teams. The current goals right now in this account are farming for Beskar Mando, who I want to have by the end of the 1 year on this point, and gearing and working towards Malik. We're also going to be doing the gearing for gas, but I'm unfortunately not going to be able to get gas because I'm not going to be able to get a 7-star Mace Windu or a 7-star endurance by the time we hit that year amount. I feel like the rate at which you can get 7-star capital ships for those starter ones for Executrix, Home 1, and the endurance is too slow. That needs to be accelerated. I'm fine with the other ships, but at least those starting ones, there's no reason they should take that long now, and it's actually a big impediment with some of their early game stuff. Part of it is that endurance. The endurance fleet challenge is really tough in the early game. And it's a big distraction to go for a lot of those ships at that point in the game. I was not prioritizing them, and I was not thinking about, well, I wasn't even considering getting gas in the 1 year point when I was playing early on. It's only when I got to around that 6-month point that I started getting the feel that it was a possibility. And I think from a gearing standpoint, it may still be a possibility. Oh, you know what? I should have thought about this for a second. Because his geoships might be able to beat my geoships. I was kind of talking and not thinking what I was doing. We're fine. I've got the better reinforcements, even though I didn't choose the best stuff, but I'm gonna hit Cad just because he's got a buff so we can stun him. He's not a threat. There we go. Another round. Hopefully we win the main account one. That is going to... It's not safe. Even if he doesn't full clear me, it's not safe because of not setting that full defense. But we'll see how lucky we get. But we are calling it there. I have, what is it, Saturday? We've got another 4 days of this trip, and then I will be back in my normal place where I can get back to making more videos. Although I do want to make a talk video while I am on this trip about the, I guess, latest road ahead. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. And be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.